Hey guys, we are in the Reading Street book, and we're on page 126, 127. We're going over the story, okay? So take a look at the picture first. What can you see in this picture?
Two frogs. They're not just frogs. That looks like a toad. That looks like a frog.
Very good. So they do look similar, but Una is right. One is a toad and one is a frog. Frogs are normally green, and toads are normally kind of a brownish colour. Plus, I think you can see maybe he's got like a wart or something. He's got like warts on the top of his head. Okay, and what are they doing? They are riding a bicycle, which is kind of cool. So these animals are not normal animals. They're kind of fantasy animals. They can probably talk.
Animal fantasy.
Yeah. So you can see that here. Genre is animal fantasy. Okay, and the name of this book is Frog and Toad Together. And it's by Arnold Lobel, and this looks like a series. So this, Frog and Toad, there's probably a lot of stories with Frog and Toad together, and this one is called The Garden. Okay, so let's turn the page. So we can already guess it's probably going to be something to do with the garden, because it was in the title. So look at this picture. So definitely in a garden. Garden is kind of pretty, has big white flowers.
I guess it's his.
Yeah, it does look like his garden because he's outside the gate, isn't he? Okay, let's start the story. So Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. "What a fine garden you have, Frog," he said. "Yes," said Frog. "It is very nice, but it was hard work." Okay, next page. So now we've got Toad. "I wish I had a garden," said Toad. "Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground," said Frog, "and soon you will have a garden." I guess he will have these flowers, these white ones. "How soon?" asked Toad. "Quite soon," said Frog. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. Oh, look. He's planting the seeds in the soil. "Now seeds," said Toad, "start growing." Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow. He thinks the seeds are going to grow straight away. That's funny. Okay. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, "Now seeds, start growing." I don't think they're going to grow if you shout at them.
Yeah, it takes time. I tried growing plants once and it didn't grow because it was too wet. I watered too much.
Yeah, plants need a lot of care, I think. Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, "Now seeds, start growing!" Oh, they're definitely not going to grow if you shout so loudly. Yeah. Frog came running up the path. "What is all this noise?" he asked. "My seeds will not grow," said Toad. "You are shouting too much," said Frog. "These poor seeds are afraid to grow."
I wonder why are they afraid?
Because he's too loud and noisy. "My seeds are afraid to grow?" asked Toad. Oh, look. He's quite nice, Frog. He's probably going to teach him how to grow the plants or how to care for them. "Of course," said Frog. "Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow." That night, Toad looked out of his window. "Drat," said Toad. "My seeds have not started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark." Toad went out to his garden with some candles. He's reading them a story.
Is that candles?
These are candles. Here, look. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. That's a nice kit.
"I will read the seeds a story," said Toad. "Then they will not be afraid." Toad read a long story to his seeds. I wonder what kind of story he's reading. Oh, he's singing in the rain. All the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds. That's cute. And all the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds.
Poems?
And all the next day, Toad played music for his seeds. Oh, look. He's playing viola.
It's upside down. It's upside down.
I think that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
But maybe he would be to the side. It's okay. It's violin or viola. Do you know what poems are?
No.
Okay. Poems, it's like a story, but it's in rhyme, or the words match rhythmically. Okay, next page. Toad looked at the ground. The seeds still did not start to grow. What shall I do? Cried Toad. These must be the most frightened seeds in the whole world. I thought he was going to start shouting again.
Me too.
He looks very sad. Then Toad felt very tired, and he fell asleep. Toad, Toad, wake up, said Frog. Look at your garden. Toad looked at his garden. What do you think's happened?
Grow leaf.
Maybe the plants have started to grow, or the seeds have started to grow.
I take care of cactuses.
Oh, yep. So little seedlings. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground. At last, shouted Toad, my seeds have stopped being afraid to grow. And now you will have a nice garden too, said Frog. Yes, said Toad, but you were right, Frog. It was very hard work. He's wiping. No, he's wiping the sweat from his head, saying it was too hard to grow them. Okay, that is the story finished. Okay, let's just do some critical thinking questions. So, what do plants need to help them grow? Water and sunlight. Very good, sunshine. Number 2, why do you think the author made some words in big letters?
To make people know that it should be like he was shouting.
Possibly. Make more focus on those words. Okay, number 3, why do you think Arnold Lobel wrote this story? This is Arnold Lobel, by the way. Arnold Lobel. So why do you think he wrote this story? It's a children's story.
So maybe it was to give children joy and teach them that you can't just shout at plants and they don't grow immediately. It takes time, and if you really want to take care of them, you need to take good care of them.
It's true. You need to give them care. Okay, and then the last one. Sorry, there's 2 more. So what picture came to your mind when you read about Toad playing music for his plants? How did that help you understand what you are reading?
I don't know.
Well, okay, when Toad was playing music, what song did you imagine him playing?
Something that would make plants happy.
Could be.
A plant song.
But maybe for you, maybe you think the plants would enjoy the Demon Slayer song. Maybe you think they would enjoy dance music. Maybe you think they would enjoy the song from the Penguin movie we watched earlier. Maybe that would make plants grow. Okay, so that's what they want you to think. Use your imagination. And then this bit, we won't do this yet, but we're going to look back later on Tuesday's lesson. And what advice does Frog give to Toad? And you have to write about it. So we're going to have to give Toad some advice how to look after plants. That's the creative writing for next week. And sunlight. And
Don't
care.
shout at them.
Very good. Okay, that is us finished with the Reading Street story. Bye for now, guys.